The truth is harsh, but it needs to be said. You're not living in an age of freedom. You're living inside a digital fiefdom. And the cruelest part? You haven't even noticed. Because you were taught that being online is being modern, that being connected is being free, that having access to everything means having power in your hands. But deep down, that access is controlled, that freedom is monitored, that autonomy is just a well-decorated illusion. You live in a virtual castle that seems tailor-made, but it's just a cell with glass walls, transparent enough to look like freedom, but solid enough to keep you in place. The most dangerous thing is that you think you're choosing. You think you're in charge. But have you noticed how everything you consume seems to have been made exactly for you? The videos, the ads, the content. They know what you want even before you do. It's not magic. It's engineering. Someone built the system. Someone profits from your presence. And while you laugh, comment, share, and scroll, you're being shaped. Your opinions, your emotions, your desires, none of it is as truly yours as it seems. You become a data point, a code, a predictable profile that reacts the same way, over and over again. And don't feel guilty about it. It's not your fault, because the system was designed so you wouldn't notice. It's smooth, seductive, immersive. It gives you exactly what you want, even if it harms you. It shows you the world, but only the parts it wants you to see. And the more you consume, the more it consumes you. You feel tired, lost, distracted, yet you keep going because it's easy, because it's fast, because it's comfortable. But easy isn't the same as good. And comfort, sometimes, is just another name for stagnation. Maybe you felt it before. That uneasiness at the end of the day, without knowing why. That anxiety that appears out of nowhere. That constant feeling of being distracted, even when nothing's going on. These are symptoms, signs that something's wrong, that you're trapped inside a cycle designed to keep you stuck. And the more you try to escape using the same tools, the more tangled you become. It's like trying to get out of a maze while blindfolded. But there's a way out. A path does exist. It just isn't simple. It isn't comfortable. And it's definitely not visible on the surface. Have you ever wondered why you feel free, but also strangely trapped? It's not a physical prison. It's something subtler, more sophisticated. You wake up, and your first instinct is to check your phone. Before you even say good morning to yourself, you're already immersed in a sea of notifications screaming for your attention. And you think you're in control, but are you really? The greatest trap of our time isn't one that chains you. It's the one that convinces you you're free, while gently pulling invisible strings. It's strange how everything has shifted. The promise was a connected, accessible, democratic world. Social media to talk to anyone on the planet. Apps to simplify life. Algorithms that help you find what you love. But when you really stop to observe, you'll notice your entire routine is pushed by these same tools. You eat what the app suggests, listen to what it recommends, by what it thinks you want. And if you try to deviate, everything gets harder. It's like an invisible gate closes your options and gently nudges you back onto the pre-designed path. Isn't it strange how natural it all feels? Think with me. When was the last time you made a decision without the influence of a screen? I'm not just talking about the big decisions, but the small ones too. Even choosing what to wear or what to cook goes through a quick check on Instagram, Pinterest, or YouTube. That's not just habit. That's conditioning. And the most dangerous part? We don't even notice. Because everything is comfortable, entertaining, beautiful. That's how the digital fiefdom works. It doesn't put up fences. It decorates the prison with things you love. And when you start noticing this, the first impulse is denial, because accepting it means facing the fact that we are being led, even when we think we're choosing. He doesn't wear armor, doesn't wield a sword, and doesn't shout commands in public squares. But he reigns absolute over your time, your attention, and even your emotions. I'm talking about the algorithm, this invisible lord who decides what you'll see, when you'll see it, and how often you'll see it. And the worst part, he learns from you. With every click, every like, every second you spend watching a video or scrolling a post, he watches you, studies you, and shapes the reality around you based on your own reactions. It's as if you're being trained to behave in a certain way, while thinking you're the one making the choices. The strange thing is that the algorithm has no morality or intent. It has only one goal: to keep you engaged. And to do that, it feeds your addictions, your primal emotions, your quiet fears. It doesn't want you to think. It wants you to continue. Keep watching. Keep scrolling. Keep craving the next thing. And you know what it learns very quickly? That you respond more to anger than to peace, more to controversy than to wisdom, more to conflict than to serenity. So it gives you exactly that: a continuous stream of stimuli that keep you hooked, without you realizing just how deeply you're being manipulated. Have you noticed how everything around you adapts to what you seem to want? As if the world were tailor-made? It feels magical, but it's a disguised prison. The algorithm decides who you talk to, what you believe is true, what you think is happening in the world. It builds bubbles, reinforces beliefs, isolates opposing ideas. And the deeper you go into this filtered universe, the further you drift from reality. It's like living in a castle with painted windows. Everything looks beautiful, but you can't see what's really out there. And meanwhile, the digital lord keeps getting richer. With your attention, your most valuable asset. They used to say, if something is free, you are the product. But that's already outdated. The truth is even harsher. You're not the product. You're the raw material. You're what extracted, molded, harvested, and endlessly recycled. Your data, your patterns, your emotions all become resources, all mined, not with a pickaxe or a drill, but through digital traces you leave every second. A click here, a search there, a voice message sent, a video watched halfway through. What seems trivial is actually gold for the systems that control this new surveillance economy. You don't sell your attention. It's taken, and then it's resold to the highest bidder. And who's buying? Brands, politicians, ideologies, interests you can't even imagine, all carefully planned, with targets, segmentation, A/B testing, and behavioral psychology. Your timeline isn't neutral space. It's a battlefield. Every post, every ad, every suggestion is a calculated attempt to lead you somewhere, to buy something, to feel something, to think a certain way. And all the while, you keep believing you're just having fun, killing time, relaxing, when in fact, you're being shaped like clay. And the most insidious part is that it doesn't happen violently or aggressively. The manipulation is subtle, almost affectionate. It comes wrapped in songs you like, influencers who seem just like you, funny content that makes you feel good. And slowly, you become predictable. A machine might know more about you than your own mother. What makes you anxious? What excites you? What triggers your guilt? All mapped, all stored, all sold. And the digital fiefdom keeps spinning. And you inside it, feeling unique, while being reproduced like just another mold, without even realizing it. Have you ever thought about how much your attention is worth? Not in money, but in impact. Because every time you focus on something, you give life to it. Your attention is creative energy, vital, rare, and it's being wasted as if it were infinite. The digital promise was to optimize your time, but ironically, you're busier than ever. Not busy creating, reflecting, or living, but busy reacting to every notification, every buzz in your pocket, every pop-up that breaks your train of thought. Everything calls you, pulls you, demands an immediate response, and you keep giving in, unaware of how much is being drained. What was meant to make life easier has become a labyrinth. What was meant to save time now steals it, and we don't even notice. How many times have you picked up your phone to check just one thing, and 40 minutes later, you're still there, not even remembering what you were looking for? That's not a personal failure. That's design. Platforms were built by behavioral engineers who study the brain like they're setting traps. They know the red button gets more attention, that the number of likes triggers dopamine, that infinite scroll is more addictive than anything that ends. And so they keep you there, scrolling, until you forget how to live. Then comes the real cost. Your mind starts to fragment. Anxiety rises. Focus drops. Mental fatigue becomes routine. You can't read a book for 30 minutes without getting distracted. You can't sit in silence without reaching for your phone. That's not normal. That's a symptom. And this is where the cheap becomes expensive. Because when you give away your attention for free, you pay with your clarity, your peace, your autonomy. It's as if you're constantly in debt with yourself. And the more you try to fill that void with stimulation, the deeper you sink. But the cruelest part is that it all still feels normal, because everyone is living the same way. And deep down, you feel something is wrong, but you can't quite name it. Getting out isn't simple, and it was never meant to be. The system was carefully designed so that escape feels impossible, not because there are no options, but because there are too many ties. It creates emotional, social, even professional dependencies. Your relationships are there, your memories, your business, your contacts, your dreams. All connected, all accessible, all convenient, but all monitored. And the more time you spend inside, the harder it is to imagine life outside. Like a fish that spent so long in the aquarium, it no longer remembers the taste of river water. Freedom became a romantic concept, and comfort turned into an invisible cage. The digital architecture is built for you to lose yourself in it. Platforms that never show you exactly where you are. Apps that never end. Features that seem to serve you, but are really watching you. And the most ingenious part? Responsibility has been shifted onto you. If you're anxious, it's because you don't know how to use it right. If you're addicted, it's a lack of discipline. The system washes its hands. It just provides the environment. You're the problem. That isolates you, shames you, confuses you. And the cycle continues. You seek relief in the very networks that made you sick, trying to heal with the same poison that infected you. And when you think about leaving, it feels like loss, like you're abandoning the world. You think about the people you'll stop seeing, the information you'll stop receiving, the life you'll be leaving behind. But is it really life that's being lived in there? Or just a comfortable simulation of belonging? The system is smart, meticulous, seductive. It wants you to feel needed there, to believe there is no alternative. That outside of it, everything is harder, more boring, lonelier. And little by little, you begin to live like a modern servant. No change, but no direction either. Just reacting, consuming, responding. The exit exists, but the gate isn't made of iron. It's made of fear, guilt, and attachment. In the world we live in today, thinking for yourself has become almost an act of rebellion. Choosing with intention, acting with awareness, creating your own pace, all of that is a form of resistance. Because the current system doesn't want autonomous individuals. It wants predictable users. People who consume on autopilot, live on autopilot, feel on autopilot. But you are not a machine. You never were. And every time you silence the noise, every time you decide to swim against the current and reclaim even a piece of your balance, you break a link in that invisible chain that tries to hold you down. But real autonomy doesn't begin with grand gestures. It begins with small choices. Sleeping without your phone by your bed. Going for a walk without listening to anything, just your own thoughts. Leaving the feed behind to look up at the sky. Writing in a notebook instead of typing. These may seem like small things, but they are powerful acts, because each one brings back a piece of your presence. And the more you reconnect with that presence, the more you feel the difference. The anxiety starts to fade. The mind slows down. The soul breathes. It's subtle, but it's real. And that's when you realize it wasn't laziness. It was overload. It wasn't a lack of motivation. It was burnout. It wasn't lack of focus. It was too much noise. And maybe the most beautiful part is realizing that it's not about going backward. It's about moving forward in a different way, with more awareness, more silence, more discernment. The way out isn't abandoning the digital world, but learning not to be swallowed by it, to use it without being used, to choose without being steered, to think without being programmed. That doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and at its core, it's a solitary journey, because no one can do it for you. But it's also a powerful one, because every step you take toward your inner autonomy is a step the system can't predict, control, or manipulate. And that, my friend, is what the system fears the most.